I haven't been this excited for a boss event in a long time. And that's because this week's Blunarius has 400% health, which means the tier 5 boss is going to have 160 million HP. That's not it though. A lot of the notable towers are also banned, such as Dart, Ice, Ace, Engineer, and a couple others. And on top of that, you already know I'm going to be playing ranked mode today, so looking at the leaderboard, it is a timed week with the best times currently being sub 6 minutes. We'll see if I can get up there as well. Let's hop right into it. And here we go, guys. One nice part about this difficult event is you have a lot of starting cash. So here's what I think I'm going to start with. A discount village, we're bringing this guy out early, and then 2 banana farms into marketplaces. Now what we're gonna do is sell the discount village and crosspath the marketplaces, which leaves me $50 left over. And I'm just gonna do a quick test real quick. I'm pretty sure that village does save us quite a bit of money, but let's see. Could I afford those marketplaces if I did not buy the village? And yeah, the village did save me money because I can't crosspath my second one doing this. But with getting these marketplaces, I do need to get something defensively, and I'm thinking that's gonna be a submarine once I can afford it. Probably just right about here. We can't use the free Dart Monkey as Dart Monkey's banned. I've already talked about that. Now, one thing you might notice is this time around, I did use the middle crosspath marketplace. And that leads me to one of the most common comments I get on all of my videos, where I typically use the top crosspath marketplace. And the comment says, Ryan, doesn't the middle crosspath marketplace make more money and it's the same exact price? That technically is true, but not always true. It's a little bit complicated. The 023 marketplace only makes more money if the marketplaces are not underneath a Monkey City village. But if the marketplaces are underneath a Monkey City village, then the 203 marketplace and the 023 marketplace both make the same amount of cash per round. So in that case, when you are using a village, the 203 is just much better because it has a better build order since you can get the top path first. But we do need more defense in round 4. And normally at this point, I'd go for something like a Dart Monkey or a Boomerang. Both of those are banned though. So I'm looking at the towers, and I think a Mermonkey is probably going to be the best addition. But yeah, just to continue my rant about the marketplaces and the cross-pathing, really the only situation that you want to get 023 marketplace is if you have enough money just to outright build the marketplace. You have a lot of money you're starting with, like in this boss event, and you don't have a Monkey City village on the screen. But in most cases, one of those two things is not going to be true. So 203 marketplace will be better or about equal in effectiveness. And now I'll just say for the 4th marketplace. Also, the reason why we're doing a marketplace spam start is because one of the bans inside of the challenge rules was the middle path farm. So Monkey Bank and I'm Alone won't be allowed in this event. One other thing you might notice is I haven't used a Quincy action figure, and that's because in today's boss event, I'm actually using the hero of Adora, which is not typical if you've been watching my timed boss events. So why did I use Adora in specific? Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first one is the strongest Paragons in the game are banned. There's no Ace Paragon, there's no Spike Factory Paragon, there's no Engineer Paragon, which means the Paragon totems from Gerudo wouldn't have as much help as they typically would bring. So that's argument 1 against Gerudo. And then argument 2 as to why not to use him in this event is since the boss just has an absurd amount of HP. Because Gerudo in these timed events typically helps you minimize your time a lot for the lower tiers, since you can use stuff like rejuvenation potions to have a lot of first strikes go off, or spike storms. And Gerudo definitely does help you out on the tier 4 and 5 defense, but not to a large degree. And I think Adora is going to help me out a lot on those defense here, because one of the things that's not banned is the Super Monkey. So we are definitely going to be utilizing the True Sun God and Sun Temples on tiers 4 and 5. But either way, we've defended 11 rounds. I think at this point we can actually transition my farming. What I want to rush here is a Monkey City into a Monkeyopolis. All right, and what we're gonna do here is 1 discount village, 2 discounts, and 3. Then underneath triple discount, I'm gonna get a village as much to the left as possible here. I did some testing, and this is the best Monkeyopolis location I could find. Now we're gonna sell this village and get a base banana farm right here. Don't have enough for the Monkeyopolis yet though, so let's sell 1 more of my discount villages off. Get the Monkeyopolis up, and now I'd like to get a banana farm in the range of this guy. I don't have enough money for it yet, but I could actually sell off our defense a little bit. I think that's fine, and try to greed for this really quickly. And honestly, what I'd like to do here is sell the 2nd village off, and we'll get a 2nd banana farm in the range in this location, and now we'll upgrade these banana farms. All right, I'm trying last target on sub. Let's see if this works. I needed to shoot 1 more time, please, without getting time penalty. No penalty. There we go. That was a very greedy play, but it ended up working out. I will definitely need to get this Mermonkey back in here soon, We'll see how long I can defend without it, though. Still not going to place Adora, by the way. We're not going to place Adora for a while, most likely. The reason being, Adora's not going to be helpful defensively until the later tiers, and we can level her up really quickly with the Blood Sacrifice ability, so best we don't place her for a while. That way I can just focus on farming right now. And on round 18 here, I should be able to get my 4th marketplace, which will be all the farms I can fit in the village's current range, but I can buy bigger radius on the village at the end of the day. I think I'm gonna need more defense for this round, though. I think what I need to do this round is unfortunately get a submarine over here at the end of the round and probably just sell this afterwards. Does that avoid time penalty? It does. And we can get marketplace number 5 on round 20. This is a quick round. I'm surprised we're defending this long, by the way, with this little defense. I'm wondering, can I get a boat in here? Oh, I can't afford it. I'm like so close, though. I've got an idea for this round. How about we upgrade the marketplace 1 less upgrade to the top path? That way I can afford a merchantman here and make that end of round cash bonus. I can technically get more farms in the range of this too. I think I'm gonna actually build a village to range buff my village. We'll get that right here. And that should give me enough range where I can get a farm, yep, in this location. Nice. But is this the max amount of farms, or can I fit another one? From my testing, I should be able to fit one more down here. All right, what do I get next? We have maxed out the Monkeyopolis range. I'm thinking the next best play is just upgrade these into Central Market. All right, I think I can get Central Market number 1 in round 26. There we go. Now I'm making 84 per tick instead of 24. And on round 28, I should be able to afford another Central Market. Yep, and then what do I want to do for these lead balloons? Can I afford a lead to gold? I can't. If I sell something, I can, though. What if I sell this and this? I made a couple dollars from that. It might have been worth. Shouldn't get a time penalty here. Yeah, we're good. I don't know if rubber to gold's worth at this point, though, is the thing. There isn't much RBE coming from these rounds, but I do think I will go for rubber to gold, though, just because I already have the lead to gold up. And I feel like we farm pretty well here. I like the farming flowchart I've taken for Central Markets so far. Around 36, I have maxed out the Central Markets. We will save for the favorite trades next. Get you up. I wonder if I can get both of them up before this round ends. Dude, I'm gonna be a couple dollars off. Actually, no, I'm not. Let's go. Okay, so what's my plan for the tier 1 defense? Well, I think first of all, the tier 1 boss has 200,000 HP with the 400% health, so it's gonna take a while. But here's what I'm thinking. We're gonna cool off a Call to Arms ability, and then I'm also gonna cool off a Glue Strike, and there's a third ability I'd like to cool off as well, which is going to be a Rocket Storm, so I can build up a Mad. All right, so you upgrade. Can I get you in place? I don't think I'm gonna have time to cool off this Rocket Storm ability with the timing I built it. Maybe I will. Let's see. Actually, no, I got it cooled off. Okay, I think that was decent. Now what we will do is sell off pretty much the rest of this stuff. Look at how much money I have, by the way. This is like actually absurd. Can this one not get breached? Oh well, let's get the Mad up. Let's crosspath you with the top crosspath. Let's get up a Homeland defense. I think I should probably build a sniper, which can turn into a Cripple Moab. And since I've got the debuffs of the Cripple and the Glue Strike, I might as well get a couple tack shooters in here, I think. And I think that's gonna be it. I'm not gonna go crazy with the money spent because I wanna focus on farming a little bit more. So we use the Homeland defense ability, sell this, upgrade all of these to overdrives, maybe one of them to attack zone, and then I should be able to afford Cripple Moab as well with selling 2 boats, and I think this is going to be perfect. Just want to make sure to time my Glue Strike, that's the main thing. Start this. Okay. Glue Strike. How long is this going to take? Should be pretty quick. Oh wait, don't die against the balloons. Come on. 11.91, that's pretty solid, but am I dead? I think I am. No, I'm not. I'm not dead. Oh, but look at this. Round 41 started, which means I'm gonna lose out on 1 round of farming. That's not good. I wonder, if I defend faster, could we beat the boss before round 41 starts? Because that would help my farming a lot. Okay, this time around I have a similar setup, but just more overdrives, and I have 1 Riptide Champion to help clean up the ceramics maybe a little bit. Let's see how this does. Mad ability, Glue Strike. Defend. Target the Mad away. I think that was faster. I'd like to believe so. Oh, and we defended the boss on round 40, but I think last time what happened was I didn't clean up the balloons before round 41 started. Let's see. It looks like we did this time. Now what I want to do is pretty simple. We want to sell everything off. Okay, and I've got 150k to work with, which is a ton of money. Here's what I'm thinking with the farming. Since there's no overclocks, the top path farm is not near as good as it normally is. So instead, we're going to transition into boat farming. All right, this is the amount of boats I was able to fit. You might be able to fit 1 or 2 more with better placements. I don't think my placements were necessarily perfect, but it's fine. We have all of our boats in here. So I think next we're going to start getting some favorite trades to buff the boat's income. By the way, not every boat is underneath a monkey city. We'll probably end up getting more monkey cities later. I don't think it's worth at the moment though. I'm curious what our end of round cash is going to look like here. It should be pretty dang solid. All right, we got like 15k there at the end of round. That was pretty good. We've now maxed out the space underneath this Monkeyopolis. One thing I just thought of that I can do though is getting a Deadeye up right here. And with the Deadeye, I can increase this village's range towards the end of the round to buff more boats' income. But I do definitely need to get another monkey city down. I'm trying to think of where's the best next location for monkey city that will cover the most amount of farm space. And it's probably somewhere around here. I think I'll try getting the village in this location. Yeah, and then we can fit a farm right here. And we'll build this into a central market once I can afford. Now round 45 ends with some fortified leads. So I think if I just time this Desperado ability, I should be able to get the extra range off. There we go, range. There's the leads coming out, and we got the extra, yep, we got the bonus. Okay. And round 46 is a really quick round as well, so the range should stay around to help me out here too. Let's see how much income I make at the end of this round. Yeah, we made like 20k plus, that's solid. Fast forward a couple more rounds, I have 8 central markets up, and I should be able to get 9, maybe number 10 this round. Farming is definitely looking pretty solid. All right, what's our end of round cash bonus gonna be? That's what I'm really curious about. We ended up upgrading to a bounty hunter as well for a bigger range bonus. Let's give it now. Oh, I don't know if I got that off in time, actually. Let me see. If I go back out and come back in, does the village have it? It doesn't. No, I did not get it off in time. Man, that's annoying. So I missed out on a decent amount of these boats having that extra income. But on the bright side, when I do give this range bonus, it does reach every single boat, which is nice to know. I think I might as well just get 2 Desperados now. That way we can have the constant buff active. But yeah, we have maxed our boat farming, so at this point, I think I will actually get our hero down. But next up, as far as farming is concerned, we are going to save for a Banana Central. Oh wait, but also one thing I forgot to mention is there's a max monkey limit of 50. How many monkeys have I placed? We have 10 monkeys left, okay. So we still have a decent bit more room to place down towers without reaching the limit. All right, we'll afford our Banana Central around 52 here. Get you up, perfect. And I think I can fit another farm in the range up here. Yep, because this guy's range bonus helps out a lot. That is the one nice part about having engineer banned. The farming is much simpler at this stage. You don't have to worry about trying to maximize balloon trap income and overclocking your farms at good timings, that type of stuff. We also got more Desperados down now, so I can get this village range buffed on the left-hand side. And now that I've maxed out my monkeys, what should I do next with my farming is the question. Probably get a Monkey Wall Street first of all. Monkey Wall Street's always a good decision. So we'll get that up on the left-hand side, right about here. And at this point, I think I'm just gonna save my money for the tier 2 defense. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do for tier 2 yet, but I'm leaning towards a Paragon. I'm pretty sure the tier 2 boss is gonna have around 1,000,000 HP though, maybe a little bit more than 1,000,000. But the first Paragon I'd like to test is the Bomb Paragon. I'm just gonna try degree 1, but what I was wondering with the Bomb Paragon is if it's strong enough to insta-kill the tier 2 boss, like with the ability. That would be absolutely insane if it is. I've got my doubts though. I don't know how much damage the ability actually does. If it's close, I can get a higher degree because I can pretty cheaply get degree 20 with just spamming tiers. Let's see. 1.2 million HP. I'm spamming the ability. How much does it do? Oh, it only does like 400,000. All right. Yeah, that's not even close to popping the boss in time. I don't think a Paragon's the best play then. And what I ended up doing is going back to round 41 because I created a save on this round. And for you guys not familiar, a save is basically using the time machine mod without mods. It's a way you can go back to a previously played round in the game. Mackin Rules does have a guide on it in case you're curious on how to use these, but either way, with utilizing the save, we redid the farming for tier 2, and I feel like I was slightly more optimized in my process of doing this as well. And now we're going to redo the tier 3 defense once again, but without a Paragon setup. Okay guys, we have finally made it back to this point. I think I'm slightly better with my farming, but it's kind of hard for me to tell. One bright side though is I was able to fit one more banana farm compared to last time. So we are going to make slightly more income. But of course, the main thing we're going to be changing with our strategy is we're not going for a Paragon this time around. Instead of that, what I'm thinking is we get a support temple. Can I fit one? Maybe right around here. And I'm going to want 50,000 of support category inside of this. So we'll get the Sun Temple up. Now, Sun Temple does block one of my farm spots, unfortunately, but it's okay. On the bright side, this will be making me some income per round now, which is really nice. And now it's time to prepare for the tier 2 defense. First off, we definitely want to cool off a Homeland defense, and a Glue Storm, and a Mad ability. I think that's it for the ability side of things, though. And here's the other thing I want to do, which is going to be interesting. I'd like to actually get level 20 Adora by sacrificing something. And we're gonna have the level 20 Adora ability help me out for the tier 2 defend. Now, I don't know how much value I need to sacrifice to get level 20 Adora as a thing. I'm gonna try sacrificing a BRF and see how close that gets me. It's only level 12. Okay, we need to sacrifice a lot more than a BRF. What about a Dark Champion cross-pathed? That's almost there. That's really close. I think an MAD would do it. What? $911 off. Okay, wait. I could spend that 911, but the sacrifice gives you a 4-to-1 ratio on XP gain. So technically it would be cheaper for me just to buy focused firing and then sacrifice. That should give me level 20. Yep. And I've got all abilities off cooldown now, which is great. With level 20 Adora. Do I get the blood sacrifice back in time? Okay, we got it back in time. That's good. All right, it's now time to defend tier 2 finally. It's taken me a while to get to this point. We're gonna sell off a lot of my farms. I don't know if I need to sell every single farm off necessarily, but we'll see. And here's what I'm going to build defensively. We're first going to get a primary mentoring village. And in the top corner here, we're spamming some tax shooters, which are going to be overdrives, just like last time. But here's the difference maker. I'm going to be going for a lot of sun avatars this time around. That's why we got a level 20 Adora. And level 20 Adora is going to buff the damage of these guys a ton. All right, we've got all the super monkeys down. Currently, it looks like some of them can't reach at all, but I will be able to make them reach. All right, I ended up playing around with the placements a little bit, optimizing a couple small things, but here we go. Gonna use the Homeland defense now. Sell Homeland. I don't have enough for MAD though. Let's sell my Monkey Wall Street. Get MAD up. And then last but not least, I need a $4,000 sacrifice for Adora, which I think I can achieve through getting this guy up. Let's see. Yeah, a 230 Deadeye is going to be 4,000. Now, Adora only buffs sun avatars in her range, and currently some of the sun avatars obviously aren't. So what I'm going to do is start the round, use Adora's level 3 ability, which increases her range, then use the blood sacrifice on this right afterwards. Let's go. Level 3, blood sacrifice, Mad ability, Blue Storm, Bull Light, and it looks like every sun avatar is reaching. How long is this going to take? Oh my gosh, look at the damage, ladies and gentlemen. We are shredding. I think we were roughly 10 seconds through the first tier, maybe 11 seconds. And this one looks like it's going to be under 25 total, which is really good. Yeah, 24 point something. That was a fast way to kill 1.2 million HP. We will take that. Adora is already coming in handy, guys. And now the plan's quite simple. We just want to sell off all of the defenses I bought. All the sun avatars are now gone. And I'm trying to think if I want to go back to boat farming. I'm not sure if it's necessarily worth. It is more efficient for money spent versus money generated compared to BRFs, but I think BRFs are more space efficient. And at this point, I have enough money where I can just fill the whole map of BRFs. So let's do that. All right, after a bit of playing around with the placements, this is the amount of farms I could get. Kind of is annoying because you can't fit any more over here, and there's like this giant space open, but we'll figure it out later. The one thing I do want to build towards next, though, is a big Monkeyopolis. Let me see how much it would cost if I got it right here. 36,000. That's actually not as many farms in the range as I was hoping. I could compare locations. Like if I got it here, for example, it would cost 32k, and if I got it here, it'd cost 40k. So this spot's actually better. Let's get the Monkeyopolis here then, right now. And now I will just build BRFs back up when I get the money for it. Monkeyopolis should be making me a good amount of money per round. Okay, I've ran into a slight problem, and that's the fact that Temple's range can't discount some of these farms. That's even if I give it the Desperado buff on it. But here's how I can fix that. What I would do is use Adora and Blood Sacrifice. Now the Temple's range should be able to reach all of these. Oh, it actually doesn't reach the bottom one. Let's do a little bit more expensive of Blood Sacrifice, then I'll build this outside the Temple's range. And now it should be able to reach. It does. 2,000 IQ plays coming in here. And I think we are maxed out on our farm spots now. Pretty sure I can't fit any more. So what do I want to do with the 16 monkeys I have left? I could just build some favorite trades and stuff down, which is definitely an idea. And I think that's what I'll end up doing. Oh, I could also get a druid. Let me cook. Into Spear of the Forest. That makes some money per round. How many towers do I have now? 7 remaining. I think for the last 7, we probably just get a couple Jungle's Bounties. Okay, and here's what the farming setup looks like at the end. Bunch of Jungle's Bounties, some boat farms in here, Spear of the Forest, Elite Sniper, and a ton of BRFs with a big Monkeyopolis. There might have been a couple different changes I could have made to maximize my income more, but I think this is pretty solid at the end of the day. Now all I need to do is just farm for a bunch of rounds. There's not really going to be anything interesting going on between these rounds, at least to my knowledge, so I'll catch you guys back when we're preparing for the tier 3 defend. Alright guys, we are back to round 78 here. I think I'm going to farm for one more round and then we'll prepare for the tier 3 defend. Have been able to make actually a decent amount of money despite the lack of engineer, which I'm happy about. Okay, so what am I going to get defensively here? Well, I think the main thing I want to get for tier 3 is a Vengeful True Sun God, but I do need to experiment a little bit first. What I want to figure out is if I can get the Vengeful where it counts as it being on the water. You'll see what I mean here in a second. Like if I got a temple in this location, for example, part of it is on the water, and if it counts as a water tower, the temple can receive a carrier flagship buff. It looks like this does not count though. So in that case, where do I actually want to place my Vengeful is the question that needs to be answered. Well, first of all, let's sell off a lot of my farms to clear some space. I'm thinking this location wouldn't be too bad. It's close to the boss, which is what I want. And it's not going to block an insane amount of farm space. So let's get our sacrifices in line now. I need 50,000 of magic. Next, I need 50,000 of military, which I have some boats already in the range, so I guess that can count. There we go, 50,000 of military. And last but not least, I need 50,000 of primary. Yep, there we go. So without further ado, let's get the temple now. And I'll build up all the sacrifices once again. Okay, and I've got 50,000 of support, 50,000 of magic, 50,000 of military, and 50,000 of primary. Then the last thing I need to do before getting the Vengeful is the 5th tier Super Monkeys outside of the range. Now let's get our Vengeful up. Hopefully this works. It should transform a door as well, right? Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so cool to see the animation. I love it. Ninja Kiwi did cook with this one. But yeah, the reason why I skipped out on the support category for building the temple is because I can just get the support Sun Temple buff from this guy. And then we can get the True Sun God support buff from the Vengeful. So we'll still receive all the buffs I need, basically. But either way, in addition to getting the Vengeful up, I think I'm going to go for a Paragon finally, which will be the Tack Paragon right about here. Now, we don't have any Paragon pops, so probably not going to be a very high degree. I think I'm just going to aim for like a degree 40. Okay, we need about 225,000 in slider here for degree 40. Let's get it up. Perfect, actually degree 41, I'll take it. The nice part is round 79 is a long round, so it should give me time to get the abilities off cooldown. And last but not least, I think I will get one damage temple in here too. We got to be focusing a lot on Super Monkey defense with these tiers, since I've got a Dora. And the nice part is we can get the Sun Temple for pretty cheap because of the discount, so it's only 60k for the upgrade. Obviously, I have to spend 50,000 to sacrifices too, but you get the point. I think that'll be it as far as temples are concerned, though. We'll probably just spend the rest of my money on the usual homeland defense, Sun Avatar spam, debuffs, that type of stuff. By the way, look at how cheap these Sun Avatars are when I get them triple discounted and the temple discount. It's only 6.6k to build up. Like, they are crazy cheap. And we've pre-built basically all of our defense. Time to farm round 79. And one thing I am actually going to do on round 79, which might seem a little bit weird, but let me cook. It is use my homeland defense right now. And then we're actually going to sell the homeland defense and rebuild it. The reason why I'm using it this round, though, is because it affects the permabrew, and this way the permabrew is going to get more brewing done to hopefully have most of the stuff brewed. Oh no, I just noticed a big mistake. The Vengeful Sun Avatars are getting placed in this location because they're forced here since I've got towers everywhere else. And these are probably not going to reach the boss. Well, actually, they might be able to because we can use the door's Blood Sacrifice. I think the Blood Sacrifice does impact these. All right, I think it's time to do this. I added an Avatar of Wrath and a Carrier Flagship, Cripple Mob. You guys know the deal. Either way, Homeland defense now. I might need to use 2 Homelands mid-defense, so I'm actually going to build another one because it's going to take longer, so I don't know if the one Homeland's going to last long enough. But either way, here's the plan. We'll start it off and then use the Door's ability, sacrifice the Deadeye. You guys know the deal. Go. Let's use this. Let's turn down the accessibility, 20%. Cool. Okay, wait. Full light. Where's the door at? I need her on strong. She's on strong. Okay. How long is this going to take? Right now, it's looking pretty dang quick, I've got to say. 8 seconds so far, I think. Maybe 10 seconds. Come on, pop the boss, pop the boss. Are these Dark Sun Avatars attacking? Okay, it looks like they are attacking. Oh, wait. Strong targeting? Some of them are attacking the boss, though, which is good. The lag is crazy, though. I've got to say that much. And we are going to be a sub 1 minute through 3 tiers, which I think is pretty solid pacing. Hopefully they don't die against these DTs. I should be fine. Yeah, we're good. 46 seconds through 3 tiers. I'll take that. And I'm sure you guys know the deal at this point. We are going to sell off our defense once again. This time around, though, I'm not selling everything. We're going to keep the damage temple and the Paragon. By the way, the Paragon got about 1 million pops there, so it did like 1/8 of the HP. Vengeful got almost 3 million, and this temple got 600k. And ages later, I've rebuilt the farming setup. There is one downside of keeping these temples and the Paragon, by the way, and that is the fact that it's going to be pretty much impossible for me to farm pops or other Paragons. We're just going to have to do cash slider and stuff for them, since, as you can see, once balloons come out, they get insta-killed. Now, you could say, Ryan, why don't you just sell these things off and then you can farm pops? I think that would be even a worse decision because, obviously, I put a ton of money into these. Selling them would just make me broke. So yeah, I'm curious, how much income do I make from one round? Let's see. We're at 465,000 at the start of round 84. This isn't necessarily a completely fair test, though, because my income does vary based on the length of a round. If a round's longer, we get more druid abilities and sniper abilities off, but it'll still give me a decent idea. And it looks like I made 125k about. Not bad for no engineer.
One eternity later.
Okay guys, we've made it all the way to round 96. I have almost $2 million on hand. I think I'm gonna prepare my setup on round 98. So 2 more rounds of farming first. To start this thing off, obviously, you guys know the drill. Sell off a lot of my farms. And you're probably looking at my money thinking I'm gonna add a Paragon. And you were right in thinking that. We are gonna get a degree 40 bomb Paragon in here. Which the location of the bomb Paragon I don't think matters that much. I might just have it in this location, where it can hit a decent amount of the track. Alright, for degree 40, I think I need like 670,000 in the slider. We'll do that. Get you up. There we go. And we've still got 1 million remaining. So here's what I'll do with the rest of the cash. First of all, let's get a door blood sacrifice in here to increase my temple's range. And what I'm going to do is just add more damage temples in here. This shouldn't sacrifice any of my other temples with its placement. There we go. And I'm trying to think about my perma-brew location. I think we'll build it somewhere around here, and I want to make sure every damage temple will be in the range of the perma-brew, which means how about we get our next damage temple in this location. Here we go with temple number 5. And honestly, I could even get a number 6 temple. Alright guys, the temple mania is over for now. We have 4 sun temples which are purely damage based, which means they have max magic, military, and primary. I have 1 temple that's purely support. And then I have another temple that is 50,000 support, 50,000 military, and 50,000 primary. The reason why I skipped out on magic category for this one is because it's so far away from the entrance, the mini sun avatars wouldn't really be able to help out. But either way, now that I've got all the temples in here, I think we'll add the perma-brew and start getting the sun avatars in here. Setup is looking pretty good now. We'll finally start round 98, have our perma-brew get to work. We'll have more than enough time to get the bomb Paragon ability off cooldown, by the way. It has a very short cooldown. Now, obviously, we just want to build the rest of our defenses up. We'll get a Mad here. I will get a Balloon Exclusion Zone and a Ray of Doom over here. We don't have enough money for the Ray of Doom yet, though. I think I've got to sell off a couple farms, which I don't think is necessarily a bad decision. Focusing on just defending the tier 4 and 5 boss is really important, even if it hurts my economy a little bit. But without further ado, let's get it. Go. Sacrifice. Yes. 32 million HP, so this is basically a tier 5 boss. Mad ability, Glue Storm, Bomb ability, Attack ability, Blade, Bowl Light. Damage is looking pretty solid in all honesty though. I think we're doing decent at the moment. And it's been like 12 seconds so far, I think. We're about a quarter of the way down on the HP, so we're trending towards a minute long defend. Don't use Homeland again yet. We're going to wait until I see the Homeland ability deactivate. It's probably going to be a little bit longer than a minute, though, since I was able to use the Paragon abilities off the rip. That does make a difference. I might need to use a second Blood Sacrifice, actually, to keep my buff going on the temples the whole time. Homeland again. I think I need to use another Blood Sacrifice, by the way. Here, this is what I'll do. Place a boat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sacrifice. Oh, I didn't use the door range thing before I sacrificed, so it's not going to hit everything. Oh well. We're at 121 on the time. Come on, we got this. I think we're at like 48 seconds when we started this defense, so might actually be under a minute. And my goal was sub 6 minutes, if you remember that, at the start. Which means if we can be under 2 minutes through this defense, that'll give me 4 minutes of time for the tier 5 defense, which I'm pretty comfortable with. The tier 5 boss is going to be hard to defend quickly, though. It's got so much HP. There we go, though. Tier 3 boss goes down. I think we're going to be at like 134 total time after the animation. Let's see. Yep, 134.20. I'll take that. By the way, let's get a pop count check on some of these things. The back sun avatars, okay, it looks like some of these did not hit the boss much, unfortunately. This one did though, 239,000 pops. These close sun avatars got over 300k a piece though, which is solid. Ray of Doom at 300k, Bez at 300, Mad at 600, Avatar of Wrath only at 300. And then the temples got 1.9 million, 2 million. Not bad. Looking at those numbers though, I think focusing on getting more temples for tier 5 is definitely the best decision. All right, guys, I've built the farming setup once again for the millionth time, so let's get back at it. This has been quite the event so far. Okay, guys, we've made it to around 116. I have 1.8 million on hand here, and I think it's time to build my setup. But before I do that, I wanted to check what the best time on the leaderboard is. It's 4:51 currently, which means if I defend this tier 5 boss in about 3 minutes 20 seconds, I'll beat the best time. Now, I'm not sure if I can do that because this is going to take the longest by far out of any of the tiers, but something we might be able to strive for here. Let's get to selling off everything. As you guys can see, I've prepared a lot of our defensive setup, not everything yet, basically just the stuff I'm going to be perma-brewing because I need to get the perma-brews off early, and I'll be finishing the setup in a couple of rounds after I've maximized my farm income first. Okay, we've made it to around 119. I think it's time to sell off pretty much everything else. I'd like to give a big old thank you to my Monkeyopolis for making me $1.57 million. That's actually a lot. I think to start off, we got to keep adding temples. Temple number 1 is going to go down here. Another damage temple. Temple number 2 is going up here. Temple number 3. And here is the last temple I think I'm going to get. This is kind of crazy. How many do I have in total? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 temples. How many towers do I have remaining? 13 monkeys to place. Okay. Well, obviously I want to make sure these temples have jungle drums. So I might as well get a homeland defense back here, and that can double over as the jungle drums buff. And then I can get a jungle drums village over here as well. Then a last jungle drums in this corner. I think for those last 10, I'll get a Ray of Doom. And then mainly just more sun avatars besides that. Okay, here we go. This is quite the setup, I've got to say. Let's finally play out around 119 though and get all my abilities off cooldown. And what am I going to do with my $1 million left over? I think we'll just add a third Paragon, which is going to be the Bolt Paragon. Now, I doubt it's going to be a very high degree. I don't want to spend all of my money on it because I do need to save some money to micro homeland. So I'll leave myself like 150,000 or so left over. Probably degree 25 or so. 23, I'll take it. We'll keep this on last targeting because you get the extra attack speed. We'll start it off with the homeland defense, and then I'm actually just going to micro this before the boss comes out to make it simple. And right when the round starts, we use Adora's ability and we sacrifice this sniper that I pre-built. Adora ability, sacrifice. Yes. Glue Storm, Mad, Tack, Bomb, other Tack, Adora. Okay. 160 million HP. I also bought a Poseidon with one of the tower slots, so I guess we'll just use the Poseidon ability. Probably not going to deal that much damage, but every bit helps. How's the total damage looking like so far? We've done about 10 million, okay. How much are these back ones doing? Not that much, because the main projectile can't see. I think it's only the military sacrifice currently attacking for a lot of these. What if I give it a range bonus? Does that reach? I think it does reach now. In hindsight, maybe I should have kept some Desperados up so I could constantly give those range bonuses. That might have been a decent play. We kind of just wait and hope for the best here, guys. We've done all the work. Now we just admire what I've built. Let's use another bomb ability. We're down about 30 million out of 160 million so far. Okay. The lag is quite immense. On the bright side, having the lag does make it a lot easier for me to manage my abilities. So it does kind of give me a bit of a competitive advantage. 50 million HP passed, which would have been more than the normal Bloonarius has if there was no modifiers. Let me see if I can target my Dartlings. It's going to be kind of hard to. I think I got that targeted. Yeah, we got them targeted. That's good. What was my time when we started this defend? I forget. I think it was like 1:40 or something. So we're more than a minute deep. And we're kind of close to the halfway mark. Our damage is probably going to slow a little bit as the boss progresses though, because it will leave the range of some of my higher damage dealers. Yeah, I think this is going to be about 1:30 to take down half the HP. That means I feel like it's going to be kind of close whether or not I can take down the #1 spot, because we've got about 1:40 remaining to beat his time. But again, as I was talking about, the damage is probably going to slow on the second half compared to the first half. Maybe the damage won't slow though, because the boss is entering more of the range of my back temples, which means soon these sun avatars they spawn are going to start being able to deal damage. Okay, we hit another skull. That's good. Homeland defense refresh. Yep. I'm also gonna redo the Adore ability right now. And then we've got to replace the Homeland for the millionth time. That's 2 skulls remaining. I think I've got like 50 seconds though. And the other thing is, which I didn't think about till now, after you defend the boss, after you beat the boss, there's like a 5-second death animation that adds to your time. So with that included too, I feel like we aren't gonna get it, guys. Unfortunately, we're gonna be close though. ISAB missile, save me. Use the bomb ability. I think it's gonna be so close. We're gonna be at like 4 minutes, 20 seconds going to the last skull. Oh my gosh, we might have a chance at this, guys. We need to go to work, Super Monkeys. I need you guys to lock in right now. Please. Pretty sure this is the last Homeland I need to use. 12 million HP remaining. ISAB missile. Attack ability. 4:30 is the time right now. It's gonna be so close. Oh, what's happening? Please don't say my game crashed. It's frozen. Okay, we're back, we're back. Oh my gosh. I was scared for a second there. That took forever to get back. Wait, I have a tower to place. I have a tower to place. Because we sold the sacrifice. Come on. Full auto rifle, help me out. It's gonna do like 10 damage, but you know, 10 damage helps. 3 million. I don't think I did it. I think the death animation's gonna cost me, dude. No. 1.4. How long is the death animation? 700,000? I think we're at 442 when I killed the boss. Wait a second. How long is the death animation? What's my time? What's my time? Please stop. Please in the round. 448. 449. Is that number 1? Is that number 1? The event's not over yet, so the chance that stays number 1 is probably low. But is it number 1 is my question. Also, let's review map before we check. 56 million pops on the True Sun God, 21 million on the bomb, 16 million on the attack, 11 million on the boat. The next best poppers are probably temples. We got 10 million on this one. Even some of these back temples got 5 million plus. So dude, the temples are great damage dealers. But now is the time to check the leaderboard that we've all been waiting for, guys. And I am number 1. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Definitely was a fun boss challenge. If you guys did enjoy, please hit that subscribe button as well. I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers. But that's it for today. I'm back out. Peace. Have a good one, guys.